on Dresden Street. That's just off Morse Road. We do have a crew on the way. We do not yet have information on what condition that officer might be in or what led up to this encounter, but we can tell you a Columbus police officer has been stabbed and an investigation is underway. We'll stay on top of that story.
There is a reason it's no longer a stay-at-home order. It is a Stay Safe Ohio order.
Governor Mike DeWine says the state has hit a new stage in the coronavirus pandemic. He's issuing an order that he's calling Stay Safe Ohio, but stresses people do need to continue practicing social distancing. Here's where the coronavirus numbers stand tonight. Health officials confirming 18,743 cases in Ohio. Just over 1,000 deaths, 1,002, 3,634 people have been hospitalized with COVID-19. And we thank you for joining us for NBC4 at 6. That new order goes into effect today. And even though it has a new name and some significant changes, many things are going to stay exactly the same. NBC4's Adrienne Robbins tells us now what you need to know about this new order and why it could very quickly change. Adrienne.
Colleen, Governor DeWine announced today we are in a new phase, but if we want to continue to move forward, we're going to have to stop the spread of the coronavirus. Lieutenant Governor John Husted said it's almost a challenge for Ohioans. If we continue to flatten the curve by using best practices, we'll be able to see more businesses open. For now, the new Stay Safe Ohio allows for people to go to the businesses as employees and customers that will be opening over the next few weeks, including medical practices, manufacturing, and later on this month, even retail. Now, I asked the governor today why he hasn't released a second phase of this plan. He said there's just too much unknown with the coronavirus.
Next week we should be able to tell people in the restaurant business when they're going to be open. Next week, we should be able to tell people in the hair business when they will be able to be open. Part of it, though, is not knowing where this virus is going and not knowing, being able to exactly predict what's going to happen.
The governor did say that any new order that is laid out over the next month could supersede this order, and he said we can't expect things to change between now and May 29th when this order would expire. Local for you at the State House, I'm Adrienne Robbins, NBC4.
All right, Adrienne, we're going to ask you to stand by a minute because we're talking now as well about protesters who gathered again at the Ohio Statehouse, this time earlier than yesterday. Protesters are demanding that Governor Mike DeWine reopen businesses in the state immediately. One of those protesters, though, also took time to confront our reporter, Adrienne Robbins, who was wearing a mask and trying very hard to practice social distancing. So we want you to take a look at what happened then.
As in charge of NBC4's social media, is that your job? How old are you? Yeah.
I'm sorry.
You don't want to answer those questions. Because you know that the company that you work for is lying to the American people. And you know that what you're doing is wrong at the end of the day. You know it. You see how nervous you are? You're shaking. You are sweating. Your glasses, you can't even see out of them. You're terrified.
I'm wearing my mask.
Your mask is down underneath your nose again. You are terrifying the general public. You realize that.
So I'm bringing Adrienne back in because, first of all, I want to ask you, I know that was a difficult encounter. You're doing okay tonight, though, right? It never got physical.
That's right, Colleen. No, I'm doing really well, and I do really appreciate all the people who have reached out to me and asked me how I'm doing and have given me some support.
You know, as I watched that tape, it seemed to me as if she continued to get more and more aggressive as she was trying to get you to react. At any time, did you have questions about whether you were going to be physically safe?
Colleen, emotions are certainly running high outside of the State House. I think anytime someone is kind of following you that way and being aggressive, it can be scary like that. But again, you know, this is kind of the world we're living in. Emotions were very, very high out there, and that includes my own.
And as this started, maybe before I let you go, just what precipitated this? What was it that kind of touched off that encounter?
Colleen, me and my photographer had walked up to shoot some video of the protest to show in our newscast. We were kind of on the outskirts, and this woman immediately had saw us and come up to us, and it seemed she just had a problem with the news media. I'm not really sure what exactly she was alluding to when she said that our news organization has lied. She never really went into detail. It just seemed like she overall had a problem with journalists and the media in general. And
you were a nearby target. And Adrienne, I've got to say you handled that very professionally. Thank you. And thank you for sticking around to answer my questions.